So I just first of all just wanted to welcome you to the stream. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. I really, really appreciate it. I've got absolutely zero credit, zero street cred for this kind of thing, and really, really appreciate you wanting to come and actually do this thing for me. So really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little about you?
A few moments later.
So Steph says we can't hear Jed.
A few moments later.
Try now.
Check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, chat?
There we go. So Jed, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. My name's Jed. My real name is Jared. I will reveal that for Tiff. But I only get Jared when Grandma's pissed off.
Like you could, G.
I'm from the northwest of England in a county called Cumbria, which is the third largest in the UK. That's behind Lincolnshire and Yorkshire, and that's area, not population. It's also home of the Lake District, so where I live, there's a lot of mountains and sheep and stuff like that. If I drive for like 15 minutes, I can be walking up a fell or something like that, which is just pretty much an English name for a mountain. I have a musical background, as do a lot of my family. My mum and my sister both sing. My dad and my brother both play guitar, and that's just immediate family. The whole clan's like a fucking West End musical or some shit. Guitar was always my main instrument. But since going to university to study music, I sort of lost all my passion for guitar and music in general, really. It's funny how that went down. So mostly I just fuck around on the acoustic nowadays. I mean, a lot of you, if you are a supporter of Kamikaizo, of the page, you'll know that I do a music stream once a month. And that's pretty much all I do musically nowadays, apart from the odd port for a ROM hack or something like that. And on the whole, I had a very nice upbringing with a very supportive family. And shout out to the fam.
Really appreciate that, man. So how did you get started? How did you fall in love with video games to start?
My earliest memory of video games sort of goes back to the Super Nintendo. I'm only 29. I say only as if I'm a baby, but I'm nearly 30. Fucking damn it. I'm only 29, so that's the first experience I remember anyway. My mum was a big fan of Super Mario World, and the Super Nintendo was hers. Naturally, I got hooked on Super Mario World really early, and I still remember playing it over and over again like it was yesterday. Other SNES games I remember playing, Cool Spot, Super Aleste, Batman Returns, Mortal Kombat, and Roadrunner. Fuck me. Roadrunner was hard as shit. Kaizo has got nothing on fucking Roadrunner for SNES. I don't know if anyone in chat played that or if you played that, Brian. But
Dude,
I
did.
It was the clunkiest experience of all fucking time. And there I go, exaggerating again. But that actually genuinely might be the clunkiest experience of all time. I'm sure most people in chat can relate when I say that games were certainly a huge source of fun when I was growing up. I even asked for Crash Bandicoot 3 as a wedding present to myself when my mum and dad got married. I suppose I fell in love with video games the same way that anyone else did. They're just fucking fun, man.
Yeah, they really are. So how did you first discover streaming, and maybe kind of what made you want to think that you could do it?
I'd known about streaming for years before I actually decided to try it myself. Although it had been something I wanted to do since university, I just never got around to it. After watching the 8-bit, a friend of mine in real life, take part in his first Climb the Tower tournament, shout out Dan the Man, oi oi, I just thought, fuck it, let's do it. I thought it might be something that I was good at. Although I didn't actually start with Kaizo. I haven't always been a Kaizo streamer.
Really? What did you start out with?
So, the first game I ever streamed was Hollow Knight, and this was when I was under the name of Wingebag TV. Brian, do your research, my man.
Right. Caught me lacking.
Wingebag TV. So, Wingebag, the reason I changed the name in the first place was because I found that people over the pond struggled to pronounce it. So whinge bag is like British slang, and it just means someone that complains a lot, which is true. I am a whinge bag, 100%. But yeah, a lot of people struggled to pronounce it. It was coming back with wine bag. I think one guy actually called me Winnipeg at one point, which was interesting. But yeah, the first game I ever streamed was Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is this absolutely sensational little indie Metroidvania with like slight elements of Dark Souls. I picked Hollow Knight because I knew the game inside out and I wanted something familiar to play whilst I figured out what I was doing with the whole streaming thing. I ended up doing the whole game 112%, and wow. I even beat the Pantheon of Hallownest, which is like a boss rush of every boss in the game, plus like harder variants of those bosses, plus some unique fights to that boss rush. And at the time, only 2% of players had the achievement for it, so it was like this massive fucking ordeal for me doing that live on stream. And when I finally beat it, I got my first ever 50 stars, and like that 50 stars just felt like a million. It was fucking incredible. And then from them, I was just hooked, man. I was hooked.
Yeah, the first shot of stars you ever get, like you think it's not going to be a big deal, but it's like a shot to the vein. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely, 100%.
So how did you discover Kaizo? I feel like everybody kind of runs into it because it's so niche, kind of in different ways. So what about your journey?
So I've actually known about Kaizo since I was 16 or 17. So like, what's that? 12 years? Is that 12? I used to I used to bunk off college and go around to the 8-Bits house to play Kaizo Mario 1. We used save states though. Pathetic. I know, pathetic. Boo. But at the time, we couldn't possibly have imagined beating it without save states. And you know what? We still haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I don't think Adam's streamed the original Kaizo Mario series yet. And I definitely haven't. I'm going to have to do that this year, I think. But yeah, Adam and I had played Kaizo 1, as well as some other old school ROM hacks that I cannot remember the name of. It was so long ago. We also played Super Meat Boy, Flail, which was like this weird little stickman platformer thing, but it was hard and it was fun. And lots and lots of Guitar Hero, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Guitar Hero. Adam actually has a permanent injury in his hand. Like, he's got this thing in his fucking hand. He stayed up, right? So when Guitar Hero 2 came out, he stayed off school for a week to try and beat the hardest song in the game, which was Jordan by Buckethead. And he's got this thing in his wrist. If he goes like that, it's got this really audible cracking sound, and it's fucking disgusting. Ask him to show you it next time he streams. It's awful, 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 awful. But yeah, man, I was always better than Adam at Guitar Hero, but he'll never admit that. He will never admit that.
So can you talk about a couple of your favorite memories associated with the Kaizo scene? I mean, that's how most of us know you, right?
I would say so. Yeah, absolutely. The community's come together for many things, and none have been anything short of wonderful. Wonderful? Wonderful. 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 But yeah, none have been anything short of wonderful, like the fundraisers left, right. I mean, the most recent one I remember is a streamer that wished to remain anonymous. His son needed surgery, and it was going to be a huge bill, and everybody just pulled together and did charity streams left and right. There was GoFundMe's. It was fucking incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. But the first one of these I actually remember. It was a celebration of Dan the Man. So his annual Climb the Tower tournament helped put Facebook Kaizo on the map. I think the whole thing was organized by Rafat Fiknugan, shout out Raf. And the basic idea was just to pool a load of money together and just unleash it all on Dan during one of his streams. There were physical gifts, showers of stars, and a full Kaizo hack made by Grumpy Walrus for Dan. You can download for Dan from Super Mario World Central. Super fucking cool stuff. I had never seen anything like it, like a community coming together like this. Fucking awesome. And that's when I knew that the Facebook Kaizo community, just the Kaizo, I shouldn't say the Facebook Kaizo community, you were saying this before, just the Kaizo community on the whole was fucking awesome.
Absolutely. So is that your favorite part about the Kaizo community, or do you have something else that really stands out and is the reason why you love it the most?
Honestly, I would say, yeah, I would say it really is. I mean, I love how fucking tight knit we are and how we all help each other out and call each other out. But yeah, I made a shitload of friends thanks to Kaizo, man. Definitely.
Right. So let's talk about role models for a minute. Everybody's got people who influence them in a positive way. Can you talk about some of yours?
Yeah. As cliche as this answer is going to be, my biggest role models are my mum and dad. They've been really supportive of me through thick and thin. And in a world where I was like made fun of at school for how I dressed and how I did my hair and all of that fucking bollocks, I really needed what they gave me, really. They make me feel like I matter and that I can do whatever I put my mind to. Even now, sometimes, as people do, even now, sometimes I feel worthless and useless, but every time I see them or hear from them, I just feel much better. My dad in particular, every single time I'm leaving their house, without fucking fail, he says, if you need anything at all, give me a shout. Thanks, Dad.
Hell yeah. I appreciate that a lot, man. So flipping it around the other way, what advice would you give to somebody who just wanted to start out streaming like today in the Kaizo community?
Audio. Just fix your fucking audio, man. No one cares if you shit at Kaizo. No one cares if this is your first hack. If people can hear the humming of a fan or the unholy clanking of what sounds like fucking heavy machinery on the feet of your giant upstairs neighbor, people are going to leave. Audio first. Don't worry about anything else, man. Step 1, noise gate. Step 2, EQ. Step 3, compression. After that, then think about what you're going to play. But in all seriousness, I think the best thing I could say, two things, right? 1, read your fucking chat. Interact with your chat. Everybody's message is important. Every single message, read it out. Fair enough, you can skip over a message if they're just saying lol, or if they're sending an emoji or a sticker or whatever. You can skip over those, fine. But read your fucking chat, man, because if you have no chat because you're not going to reply to it, you're not going to get anywhere. You need to make time to read chat. And I know it's difficult when you first start. It's very difficult. But to be fair, at the same time, on the other side of the coin, when you first start, you're not going to have that much chat. So you must be interactive. Okay. And the second thing, I mean, I'm just some fucking guy, man. I'm not the be all and end all. My opinion means just fucking nothing more than the next guys. But the second one, I think, if you're not going to be some sort of persona, okay, if you're not going to have a bit, if you're not going to, fucking first thing I can think of, Dr. Disrespect, right? He plays a character non-stop, 100% of the time he is in character. If you're not going to do that, then you need to be yourself. But not only do you need to be yourself, you need to be an exaggerated version of yourself, okay? Times all of your beliefs and all of your emotions and everything like that by 1,000,000. Because remember, the aim of the game is to be entertaining. Now, for anyone that watches my stream, anyone knows that I'm fucking on a good day, okay? I know things have been a little bit stressful recently, but on a good day, I'm fucking all over the place. I'm shouting, I'm screaming, I'm fucking throwing my chair around. If you think that I'm like that in day-to-day life when I go and visit my grandma for a cup of tea, that's not how it is. But that is me. That is me. It's just an extremely exaggerated version of myself, so you guys can, have a bit of a better time in chat. But again, I'm just some fucking streamer. My opinion means shit compared to anyone else. But yeah, I think that answers that question.
Yep. So we can't really go much further without at least addressing the rivalry between you and the 8th bit. Can you talk us through that a little bit? It's something that I for one enjoy. I know that the community enjoys. You guys seem to be some sort of friends anyway.
Yeah, man. Fucking hell. We compete over everything. It's just always been there. Excuse me. This one time on the park, he twisted my arm around my back and made me cry. So I went home and told my mum. That was only last week. No. Adam and I, we've known each other a long time. We've known each other since primary school, but only really became friends after discovering like a mutual love for games, especially Guitar Hero. Like I said, I'm way better than Adam at Guitar Hero. Don't let him tell you otherwise. He's fucking lying. He's lying. But it's always been there. It's just I think it's just our two personalities. We're both a bit over the top and a bit immature. I don't know. I think it's good to be immature, to be honest. I don't like to be. I like to be childish. We are childish. Adam and I are very childish. And Adam's even settled down and he's had 4 kids and everything. And he's still just as fucking childish as he was back in the day. But it's just fun. It's just fun.
It is fun. I have a lot of fun with it myself. So speaking of Adam, he went on stream recently and said you and him used to race video games on Sundays. He said, I think Jed was tired of losing because we don't do those anymore. Would you like to respond to that?
Well, originally it was myself, Adam, and Seto Kaizo that were doing the Sunday races. So what we'd do is we would pick a Kaizo that none of us had played, and we would all go live and race it blind. And when Seto was playing with us, it was him that was losing every week, so I didn't mind. But then Seto's computer broke, and he had to stop streaming for a while. What a selfish bastard! So yeah, once I started losing every week, I was like, nah. Adam talks a lot of shit, but this comment does actually have some truth behind it. To be fair,
gotcha. That's great. I love it. Let's shift over to Hell Summit. So you released that recently with a bounty attached to it. So what was going through your mind, and what sadistic things were you into at the time to make you create that?
So the initial idea actually came from Thumbtacos. He put a bounty on Thumbtacos World for the first person to beat it without the use of save states. I was in the running for a little while, but it fell in like an awkward place in my schedule. And by the time I was getting around to my stream, Bunker was ready to take on like fucking World 5, and I was on the end of World 1, so I was just like, fuck that. There was no chance I was going to catch up. But I've always liked bounties. I find them exciting. Whenever I'm trying to get I find them exciting whether I'm trying to get the money myself or just watching others fight it out. I just like bounties. Hell Summit was an idea that came to me whilst beating Invictus's Shell Summit. It's like a bonus level where you have to do. Have you played Invictus, Brian?
I have not played through it yet, no, but I've watched it played many times.
Yeah, so there's the bonus level where you have to do like many shell jumps in a row to reach the top. However, you don't have to actually move around. You can just do it in a straight line, in a straight vertical line, so you don't need to touch the D-pad at all. So I wanted to make like a more difficult version where you did have to move left and right and platform and avoid obstacles and shit like that. And I'd had a really good month prior to the bounty, so I thought, fuck it, I'll put a bit of money on it. Thank you guys, by the way. I'll put a bit of money on it and, give a bit of excitement to the Kaizo community. The best memory I have of Hell Summit was after I released it. I think it was Kazuchi Plays, and he save stated through the whole thing. He save stated all the way up to the top. And right when I thought he was going to reset and do it for real, he just said, "Impossible level, man." And then he just turned it off and started playing various dragons instead, which is even harder.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. So how long did you expect it to be before someone actually claimed the bounty?
Not as fucking quick as it was. Man, Roke Games, the dude's like 16 years old. He's a fucking beast. I expected it to take a little bit longer. I think he had it in like 2 days. I thought it might go on for maybe like, I don't know, like 4 or 5. I'm going to have to make the next one harder. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so there was a video that came out first claiming to beat it, right?
Yeah,
what happened with that?
Yeah. So it was next gen. And so what next gen did is he made a TAS, tool assisted speedrun or whatever. Which is, I'll explain for people that might not understand what a TAS is. So a TAS is where you can, when you do use save states and rewind and stuff like that and record it, but when you play it back, it doesn't show any of the load states or the rewinds or anything like that, so it looks like a clear. But the thing is with TASes as well is you can actually control frame by frame inputs. So you could essentially have a different input on every single frame because you're programming it in yourself. Now, when I first saw Greg's video, he sent me it, and I was watching it, and I was like, "There's something not right here. There's something not right." It looked sus as fuck. Like even when he was just doing normal shell jumps, I was like, "This doesn't look right. This looks really fucking weird." And when he got to the top, when you go through a pipe, you grab a cape. And when he got the cape, he started doing frame perfect. And I mean, like he was pressing spin on every single frame, and you could hear 60 cape sound effects a second. And I was like, okay, there we go. It's not real. It's like honestly the rapidness, but I was still picturing his thumb going at like 60 frames per second.
No way.
But yeah, that was like, it was a fake. It was meant to be an obvious fake, but I think some people didn't understand, so it caused a little bit of confusion. But yeah, it was Rogue Games that took the bounty home. Yeah.
Nice. So recently you made a pretty big announcement concerning your Facebook partner status. So can you walk us through that decision?
Oh God, I am so tired of talking about this. Okay. I don't want it to sound like I'm shitting on the platform because Facebook is the reason I am able to do this full time. I never would have been able to quit my job if it wasn't for Facebook. However, for the past 6 monch, maybe, things have been a little bit of a nightmare. It seems that once one thing is fixed, another is broken. So here are just some things that I've experienced on Facebook over the past 6 months that might help people understand what happened. So my follower recommendation split is and has been for quite a while 99% to 1%. So what that means is that 99% of the people that are seeing my stream are my followers, and 1% are the people that my stream is being pushed out to by Facebook.
Like you could,
which is problematic because that means that no new people are seeing my stream ever. Really, which is a shame. Now, this could be to do with my schedule. Obviously, being in the UK, I'm like 6 hours ahead of you guys on average. So it makes it very difficult for me to stream for you guys at nighttime unless I got up at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., something like that, which it's not something that I would never do, but it's something that I would like to try not to do because I don't really want to disrupt my sleeping pattern too much. I have a missus. I live with my missus, and I don't want to be on a different sleeping pattern to her, if you know what I mean. So there's that. And people being able to buy stars but not send them, which wasn't a nice one. People being unable to buy stars whatsoever. People's subscriptions to myself being cancelled without them actually cancelling it. People unable to subscribe. People unable to leave comments in my chat. People unable to see new comments in my chat without leaving the stream and coming back. There was one point for like 3 or 4 days, I think, where I was unable to stream for more than 30 minutes without the stream crashing on the platform side. Also, I'm still inexplicably on the classic page experience with no option to join the new page experience. Yeah, and aside from gift subs, which was super, super nice, that shiny partnership badge was doing fuck all for me, apart from preventing me from streaming on other platforms, because that was in the contract. I was actually exclusive to Facebook. And with all the issues I was having, I started to panic. I don't want to go back to construction, man. I just don't want to. I've had a taste of the good life. I've had a taste of the fucking good life, and I'll do anything that I can to keep doing this for as long as possible. I don't want to do anything else. I love Facebook gaming and I want it to thrive. But I'm not the only person that handed back the partnership to build up a backup platform. People will make shitty comments about streamers. I think you mentioned something about this earlier. People will make shitty comments about streamers moving or doubling up, but I don't give a fuck, man. If the naysayers had any idea how anxious I am day to day about this platform, then maybe they'd understand. But until that day, they can suck my dick, Brian.
Amen, brother. Amen. Hey, hashtag one Kaizo community.
That's the one, boy.
That's the one. So what do you got next? What's coming up for Jed?
Keep on keeping on, man. Play harder kaizos, be a better streamer. Stop letting low mood and anxiety stop me from being productive. Try to worry less and have more fun. At the end of the day, if it all goes tits up, it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I couldn't agree with you more. So really, thanks for coming, Jed. Really appreciate the opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. Let's, you want to take some questions from chat?
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to.
Yeah, I'll take some questions.
You'll take some questions? 100%. All right.
Oh, so yeah, definitely, man.
So guys, pop into questions. I will try to get to as many of them as I possibly can.
No rude ones.
Yeah, nothing gross, guys. But if you guys want to ask Jed a question, right now is your opportunity. Yeah, really appreciate you coming out, Jed. It's been a lot of fun. I thought I was going to be a lot more nervous about it than I really was.
Funny you should say that. I have been more nervous for this than any live stream I've ever done.
Same. Yeah, of course, you've been doing it a lot longer than me.
Totally different. It is totally different, man.
Adam Lightfoot says, why are you still so shit at Kaizo? It's been 2 years. What the fuck?
Adam, I can't even answer that, man. I don't know. I think it's because I don't have a hitbox. I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Hitbox. Yeah, that's it. Next question.
Next question. Ken Reeves says, I have a question. Why is Jed such a butt chungus? Thanks, Ken. Appreciate that. Can Starshine answer my mustache wax question now? Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
you want to know? Yeah.
So I oil my mustache whenever I trim it, and I only use wax if I'm going somewhere where I want to look nice. Otherwise, no.
Gotcha. James Granby asks, how do you play Kaizo with such tiny hands?
Not even fucking small, man. Look.
Right?
Look. They're like bigger than my head. Look, they're massive. Huge.
All right.
Do we have no serious questions, chat? Come on, this is
There's not really any serious questions so far. Jed is one of the best streamers on Facebook for one of his supporters. Why are we not worth wearing mustache wax for? Says Tiffany.
You know what? For tomorrow, I'll put some wax on. I'll put some wax on for tomorrow morning.
Oh, dude, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see. Loved you like this. It's a good, reasonable question. Oh, why are you still shit at Kaizo? James Granby says, we love you, Jed. Brandon says, what are your plans for progression Kaizos in the future? I assume
that is a great question. Who asked that?
That is Brandon Spicer.
Good lad, Brandon. Well, I said earlier that I do want to do at least the first original Kaizo Mario. At least the first original Kaizo Mario. Obviously, I want to beat Darkstar because I'm on that. I want to beat Elephants this year. Elephants is going to be a hard one. That is a morsel hack, and you all know that I love morsel. Apart from Elephants and Kaizo 1, I don't think so. I don't think I have anything in mind. But obviously, if you guys want to see anything in particular, just let me know. Let me know.
Let's see. We do have another question. What platform is best to start streaming, in your opinion? That's from Shannon.
Right. I would still say Facebook. Okay. Facebook it is very, very easy to get noticed because you have the algorithm. Now, the algorithm can be a blessing and a curse. We all fucking know that. But you have the algorithm, and if you use it right, you can get noticed. People will see your posts. If you make good short form content like reels and stuff, where I've been slacking a little bit recently, if you make good short form content like reels, even VODs get really good pushes on Facebook sometimes. Like I've had some VODs that I'd spent maybe an hour or two on, get like 40, 50,000 reach. So I still think when you're starting off, even if you do intend to move at some point, start off on Facebook. It's really easy to build a community here. The Kaizo community here is super fucking friendly because some of us are really new still. there are still brand new Kaizo streamers starting. Even if you're not Kaizo, I mean, there are a few friends of the Kaizo community that don't really play Kaizo. Like AD92, off the top of my head, is one of them. He's another Northern English lad, and he doesn't play Kaizo at all. But a lot of us love him because he's just a good lad. Yeah, I would still say Facebook. Yeah.
Tiffany asks, what is your favorite Kaizo level that you've ever played?
Favorite Kaizo level?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I am thinking.
Like you cut, G.
Oh my god, that is such a hard question.
It is. Yeah, it really is.
Like, I could tell you my favorite Kaizo hack at the moment is Baron of Shell, but I can't say if my favorite level was in Baron of Shell, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really, Kaizo's so like all over the place, and on one day I could love a level, and on the next day I could think it's a piece of shit. God, you know what? I'm actually playing Darkstar, and there was a level with, it was just like a reskinned Torpedo Ted that looked like a dolphin, and that was super fucking fun. That's probably my favorite Kaizo level that I've played recently. So the dolphin level in Darkstar. But as for of all time, I don't think I can actually accurately answer that. I'm so sorry. I know that's shit, and you would like to hear me give an actual answer. Probably something in Orcus. Probably Crystalline in Orcus, I would say. I think every time I play Crystalline, I love it.
KGWA Matty Ice says, why the mullet?
Why the mullet? Well, okay, funny. I'll tell you why the mullet, actually. So, I'm actually receding a little bit. Okay, so I'm bald most of the time. Like, I shave my head, and I have shaved my head since I was like 16, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I noticed the old hairline was moving backwards a little bit. So I thought, well, I'll do one last grow out before I shave it off for good. So that's why. And I didn't just want long hair. I don't think I would just suit long hair. I like the sides of my head being short. I don't know why. I think it looks better. I think it narrows my face down. It's more flattering. But yeah, that's why the mullet. That is why the mullet. Don't ask me why the mustache, because I don't fucking know.
Greg McKinney says, memorandum when?
Memorandum, absolutely fucking never again.
Tiffany says, can we get a stream with you going head-to-head in Guitar Hero with Adam?
Funnily enough, we've done that. We have done that, and that was a long time ago. Adam actually came through and did a co-stream at my house. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Maybe think about it. See if Adam's up for it. Think about it.
Okay, so we've got Teej with a Feather is actually at Bradman Ken's house right now. He says, I have a question. If you could meet one Facebook streamer from Massachusetts, USA, who would you choose?
I can absolutely guarantee that those two are absolutely fucking drunk as fuck if they're together. I guarantee it.
No question.
No comment.
What do you say to yourself before a stream? This is Daron. I'm going to destroy your name. What do you say to yourself before you start a stream in the sense of keeping yourself motivated?
I just masturbate, man. I masturbate twice before I go live. One hand on the penis, one finger up the bum. That's it. That's
man.
All I'll do.
Karen asks, any more advice for beginners to Kaizo? I would like to try to speed run, but it seems absolutely impossible. And Karen's a brand new Kaizo player.
Okay. For advice for speedrunning speedrun's really simple. Just play it over and over again. Just over and over and over again until it's like mind-numbingly boring, and then keep playing it over and over again. I would recommend just putting a save state at the start of the level. As soon as you die, load state. That's a faster respawn. And just do the level over and over again until you one-shot it like 3 times in a row. Until you beat it 3 times in a row. Then move on to the next level. Do it like that for the next level. Rinse and repeat. And then start timing your runs. Don't worry about timing your runs at the start, because that's just unnecessary pressure. Adding a timer. The timer is evil. Okay, the timer is super evil. Don't time your runs until you're a bit more comfortable with it. But you can't rush it. You can't rush speedrunning. I would definitely recommend just beating a good few beginner and intermediate hacks before you even start speedrunning anything, because speedrunning is super stressful. I still don't know if I like or hate speedrunning because the adrenaline when you get a good time is incredible, but the stress when you are playing like shit is awful and can be quite demotivating. So just take your time. You'll know when you're ready.
Yeah, stream or speedrun is definitely not for me. Michael wonders, OBS or Streamlabs?
It's personal preference, man. I use OBS because it has some uses that Streamlabs can't do. Like OBS, you can use custom plugins and scripting and stuff like that. It does certain things that Streamlabs can't do. Also, now that I'm multi-streaming, there is actually a plugin for OBS that allows me to multi-stream without paying for Streamlabs Prime. My personal opinion is OBS is better, but that doesn't mean that Streamlabs is bad.
Let's see what else we got here. Sorry if I skip anyone's questions. The chat is moving very, very quickly. Why are you avoiding Precision 86?
I'm not. I said I'll play Precision 86 once I've beaten Grand Prix World 3. I've said this a million times.
I heard you say it before. Yeah. So since Adam says he's up for the Guitar Hero thing, when can we expect that stream? I don't imagine we're going to be able to slap a date on it today, guys. I mean, jeez.
Coming soon. I have no fucking idea. No idea.
In a world.
Yeah, we'll have to set up a little star goal or something.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What stops you from rage quit? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. What stops you from rage quitting when you die over and over and over again?
Nothing. Have you been to my stream? Nothing. Nothing stops me from rage quitting. If I'm pissed off, I'm fucking pissed off. We are raiding out and I'm getting the fuck out of it. Nothing. I believe in letting my emotions show. So that's exactly what I do.
Right. So do you think it's wise to keep both OBS and Streamlabs just in case one or the other isn't working?
I mean, there's no harm in having both of them installed on your computer. I mean, once you set up your scenes in one, you can export them and import them into the other. So it's not a big deal. So yeah, why not? I have both of them installed.
Yeah, but your multi-stream won't work though, for sure. If you have to do Streamlabs, right?
Yeah. So you can't multi-stream from Streamlabs unless you are paying for Prime.
Right.
Which is $15 or $18 a month, something like that.
Yeah, which is a lot, right? Especially if you're starting out. Man, my focus
especially if you're small, yeah. Especially if you're just starting out, yeah, absolutely. Even now, where I am earning, I still use OBS because I still want to do it for free because wherever you can save a bit of money, that's fantastic. We're having a fucking energy crisis in the UK at the moment, so heating and electricity is super fucking expensive. So anywhere I can save even a couple of bucks, I do.
Let's see. Any other questions from the chat? I won't keep you too much longer, Jed. You've been
sweet, man. You're sweet. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it as well. You've been very generous with your time so far. I'm not seeing any more coming through. Let's see if you. Okay, we're just talking about the OBS plugins and stuff. Did you check it out? Did you check it out, Jed? Are you a fan of CADs for streamers?
Yeah, that is so good. I would actually, honestly, if I was doing a subathon, I actually would use one. I genuinely would.
Oh, let's see. Well, that's all. I think that's all the questions we've got. Jed, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you,
coming
Brian.
by.
I've really enjoyed that. I
have as well.
And thank you, chat, for coming through. Thank you. Don't forget to follow Brian.
Dude, the chat's the real winners here. I mean, there's we've got 25 in here. We had, I think, 35 or 38 at one time. It's been a really, really successful stream. So thank you to everyone. Remember, hashtag #OneKaizo community, and you guys are all a part of it. Thanks, Jed. Take care.
No problem. Take it easy, buddy. Thank you.